Hello everyone, we are in the new part of the transfer news. We evaluate today's agenda. Do not forget to subscribe. Matthijs de Ligt is open to leaving Bayern Munich in the summer transfer window after growing disillusioned as a backup option for the German side. The Dutch centre-back has dropped to third choice behind Kim Min-jae and Dayot Upamecano, and according to Sky Sport in Germany, he is not happy and is considering leaving the club in the summer, just 2 years after he joined from Italian giants Juventus in a deal worth €67 million. Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag has reignited his interest in former employee Brian Brobby, despite being rejected by the Ajax striker in 2022. Ten Hag would like to bring in Brobby before the close of the January transfer window. The Manchester United boss has been turned down by Brobby before, with the striker revealing he snubbed a lucrative move to Old Trafford in 2022 in favour of a return to Ajax, despite receiving a phone call from ten Hag in a bid to convince him to sign for the Red Devils. Ajax don't want to sell Brobby now, which means ten Hag may have to wait until the summer to land the attacker. United have struggled for goals this season despite investing heavily in Rasmus Højlund in the summer. Højlund has only managed 2 Premier League goals so far but has toiled due to a lack of service. Brobby has 13 goals and 4 assists in 25 matches this season for Ajax and still seems to be in ten Hag's thoughts despite his previous snub. Manchester United have been warned to sell off £82 million Antony as soon as possible to avoid repeat of Anthony Martial's situation by Dwight Yorke. The Brazilian winger has been already labelled by critics as the biggest waste of money in Premier League history after he failed to make a single goal contribution this term despite playing over 1,200 minutes in 22 appearances across competitions. There have been repeated calls for United to show Antony the door from several sections of the crowd, and now club legend Yorke has joined the bandwagon. He believes that Antony is another Martial in the making, who will be deadwood and remain in the squad until they run down their contract. Leipzig striker Benjamin Cesco, who has been linked with Manchester United and Chelsea, has a low release clause that becomes active this summer. Cesco snubbed a move to Manchester United in the summer when he left Red Bull Salzburg to join Leipzig on a 5-year deal. Philipp Hinze, his contract at Leipzig contains a release clause of €50 million that can be activated in the summer. The news of Cesco's relatively low release clause is likely to be of interest to his admirers. United are in the midst of a disappointing season and could look to overhaul their squad in the summer, particularly as they have a striker shortage. Chelsea have also been linked with a move for Cesco as they look to boost their attacking options. Chelsea manager Mauricio Pochettino has recalled midfielder Cesare Cassaday from his loan at Leicester City. Cassaday is heading back to Chelsea after the Blues confirmed the midfielder has been brought back from a loan at Leicester, where he made 25 appearances and scored 3 goals. The 21-year-old will now start training with the Blues squad and will hope to be involved in the second half of the season for Pochettino's side. Cassaday has clearly done enough at Leicester to convince Pochettino he can play a part in Chelsea's season. The Blues are said to believe Cassaday has huge potential and can help the squad with immediate effect, according to Fabrizio Romano. Cassaday has not yet made his senior debut for Chelsea since signing for the club from Inter in 2022. He faces a battle for minutes too, with the likes of Enzo Fernandez, Conor Gallagher and Moises Caicedo around. Mikel Arteta has responded to speculation that Emile Smith-Rowe could leave Arsenal in the January transfer window after falling out of favour. Smith-Rowe has struggled for regular minutes at Arsenal largely due to injury issues which have seen him slip down the pecking order. The midfielder has only made 1 Premier League start this season and there has been speculation he could move on in January, but Arteta has talked up the midfielder and hinted he could be in line for more game time. He told reporters, "I'm really happy with Emile, he's on the right trajectory now, he's settled and he's training really well. You know that I'm not going to talk about any individual situation." Kylian Mbappe is destined to become another Galactico at Real Madrid and will spend at least 5 years at Santiago Bernabeu, says William Gallas. The World Cup winning forward is in the process of running his contract at Paris Saint-Germain down towards free agency. The League One giants have not given up hope of tying their all-time leading goalscorer to fresh terms, but the clock is ticking and no deal has been done. There has also been talk of Mbappe attracting interest from Premier League heavyweights Liverpool, having admitted to speaking with them in the recent past. But Real have led the race for the 25-year-old's signature over several years in Spain is expected to be his next port of call if a new challenge is taken on. USA star Gio Reyna has been linked with a move to English side Aston Villa this January, which would see him link up with an international teammate. The United States attacker could be making a Premier League switch this January, with Unai Emery's side interested in Reyna. Villa are in the midst of a shock title race alongside Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal, with the club looking to bolster their roster for the second half of the campaign. Reyna has been linked with a move away from Dortmund all January, with rumors of clubs in Spain, France, Portugal, Germany and Portugal all showing interest in the 21-year-old. After falling out under manager Edin Terzic in 2023, a move away from the black and yellow seems like the best move possible for him. Manchester United will look to revamp their defence this summer, and a plan which could once again see Harry Maguire pushed towards the exit door in order to raise funds. Erik ten Hag had been desperate to bring in a centre-back in the summer, with Jean-Claire Todibo and Benjamin Pavard high on his wishlist. However, the failure to sell Maguire meant United could not afford to sign a replacement. United had accepted an offer of £30 million for Maguire from West Ham, but the player rejected the move and opted to fight for his place at Old Trafford, forcing the club to postpone their ambition of making a marquee defensive signing. Maguire's decision to remain at the club appears to have been vindicated, with the 30-year-old already having played more minutes this season than the entirety of the previous campaign after forcing his way back into ten Hag's plans. But Maguire could be one of many departures in defense for United in the summer, with ESPN reporting that the club will listen to offers for him along with Victor Lindelof, while Johnny Evans and Raphael Varane could leave on free transfers. More stars could emulate Jordan Henderson in making a quick departure from Saudi Arabia, with Al Nassr's Aymeric Leport admitting that there are many players who are dissatisfied with life in the Gulf nation. Leport was one of many global superstars who made the lucrative move to the Saudi Pro League last summer, but some have already proven to have regrets over their decision, such as Henderson, who terminated his contract at Al Ettifaq, make the move back to Europe with Ajax this week. The likes of Karim Benzema and Roberto Firmino have also been rumored to be unsettled in Saudi Arabia, and Leport told Spanish outlet AS that the country hadn't made it easy on players to settle. It's a big change compared to Europe, but in the end it's all adaptation. They haven't made it easy for us, Leport said. In fact, there are many players who are dissatisfied. When asked whether he had considered leaving the country, Leport said, "No, let's see. At the moment, I haven't thought about it. But if I'm disappointed in such a short time, you wonder what to do. That moment has not yet arrived, but in the future it could be if this dynamic continues. To be honest, many of us have also come here not only for football. Many of us are happy with that, but I am also looking for something beyond that is not the economic part and such." Milan reportedly balked at paying River Plater €12 million for Enzo Fernandez. 18 months later, Benfica sold him to Chelsea for 10 times that. Fernandez's €121 million move to Chelsea from Benfica in January was a British record transfer, the Blues agreeing to surpass the release clause in his contract by €1 billion. Fernandez had recently been a constituent part of a Lionel Messi-led Argentina who lifted the World Cup in Qatar in December, and his stock could hardly have been higher. He has struggled to hit the same heights with Chelsea this season, although very few Blues have impressed with the team in ninth in the Premier League, but is still valued at €58.8 million by Football Transfer's in-house algorithm, down from a high of €82.7 million. Manchester United are the latest team to express an interest in signing Galatasaray star Sacha Boey. Boey, 23, is regarded as one of the most talented right-backs in Europe, and he is currently being chased by both Arsenal and Bayern Munich. The Gunners' interest dates back several months, with Mikel Arteta reportedly keen on bolstering his options following Benjamin White's inconsistent form this season, while Bayern were impressed with Boey in the Champions League group stage. Thomas Tuchel's side weren't the only club to take notice of the Frenchman in Group A, however, and Man United have now joined the race to sign him. Erik ten Hag is reportedly keen to bolster his defensive options and is targeting a new right-back and centre-back. The report states that the Galatasaray star has admirers at Old Trafford following his performances against the Red Devils in the Champions League. Boey has made 30 appearances in all competitions so far this season, scoring 2 goals.